Follow the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
All right, we have some serious action going on right now. One-day game today in Major League Baseball, and Dylan Cease has a no-no through 8 innings up in the Bay Area. He has 11 strikeouts. He's at 115 pitches. That was a terrible inning by the batters for the Giants. It's like they want him to get the no-hitter. They never made him work whatsoever. At DraftKings right now, he's plus 110. Well, I should say the Blue Jays to throw no-hitter is plus 110. FanDuel is now at minus 170. They had 7 to 1 when DK had 4 to 1. And they're like, yeah, it's going to happen.
Wow. It is the bottom of the order.
And there's a home run the way it looks by the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
Okay, you got to bring him out. 115 pitches. Again, no-brainer here. We go out to the Progressive guest line. Zach Cohen joins the program now. Follow him on X, at Betting on X. Does a great job with the daily write-ups at vsin.com. Zach, thank you for the time. Do you want a little plus 110 at DK right now and the Blue Jays to finish off this no-no?
I wish I felt good about it. I mean, 117 pitches, though. This is like Billy Chappell and For Love of the Game. He's got nothing left.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, it's good. I can't get enough of this Arthur Ferry story. And he was ranked 114th. He beats Cabale, who was ranked 9th. He beat him in straight sets. It was 6-love in the third set. The guy's in the semifinals as a wild card. He was 500 to 1. And even though he's in the semis, he's still 25, 30 to 1 to win the tournament because he's got to play number 2 and likely number 1 to the next 2 matches.
Yeah, this is something that I tweeted about like an hour and a half ago or 2 hours ago. But like, you look at what he had done prior to this tournament, and he had lost to some shaky players on grass before arriving at Wimbledon. Like Bouillon Choquette is a player outside the top 100. Lost to Francisco Cerundolo, who's not a great grass court player. Lost to his brother, Juan Manuel Cerundolo, who's also not a great player. This is just really, really shocking. Like there was, a precedent with like a wild card, going out and winning a U.S. Open in Emma Raducanu. That was, a little bit different. Like that was somebody that, was promising and actually had the potential to be a top 10 player. This is something that we have not really seen before, and it's going to end. I don't really see him completing the job and going out to beat, Alexander Zverev and either Jannik Sinner or Novak Djokovic, but it has been fascinating to watch.
How do you bet it? Can you take the plus games? Can he? I mean, the guy's an $8 favorite, but this guy's got the whole stadium and whole city behind him, what he's doing, because he's a local. And it's so impressive what he did here to beat a top 10 player in straight sets.
Yeah, my head says that if you want to bet this match, you're going to want to go with Zverev to win in straight sets. That is the boring play, though. Like, I do feel like on the court, there are just so many advantages that Zverev has. Not only is he just like a foot taller than him, but you're talking about one of the best servers in the world against a very shaky server. One of Ferry's biggest strengths is his backhand, and Zverev has one of the best backhands in the world, if not the best. So it's just going to be really hard for Ferry to find a way to win points, but I would not blame you if you just decided I'm going to grab him to win a set just for the fun of it.
Yeah,
I would not take money line, though.
It's going to be great Friday. Sinner Open 360, up to $5 against Joker. What do you think about this match?
Yeah, so I actually have some Joker to win the tournament at plus 900, but I was hoping he would get through to this match with a little less work on the court than what we've seen over the last couple of matches. I know the Felix one was out of control, over 5 hours on court there, but you also look at his match against Roman Safulin, Arthur Rinderknecht. These are matches that also took a little bit longer than they should have, and I think that ultimately is going to do Djokovic in. I wouldn't be surprised if he really puts up a good fight in sets 1 and 2, but I think that if you look back to what happened in Australia, there were a lot of things that favored Djokovic heading into that match, with one of them being he had a complete walkover in the 4th round against Jakub Menchik, did not have to play a match at all. Then he was supposed to play Lorenzo Musetti in the next match, and it only went 3 sets because Musetti had to retire, up 2-0 in that match. So he was really not on the court at all. He was completely fresh. That obviously helps a player his age, and it allowed him to go out there and compete with Sinner. But even if you just look at that match itself, in addition to just having the rest advantage, Sinner was 2 for 18 on break point opportunities in that match. He was just not capitalizing on his chances. I think this match is going to be different. I think Sinner's going to find a way to beat him and cover the game spread, which is high. It's 5.5. I know that it might be hard to lay that many games against a player like Djokovic, but I just feel like his legs are going to give out on him. And Sinner, for as shaky as it has looked at the point in time at this tournament, like there have been some really close sets, but he has won 12 straight sets. Like he's winning and finding ways to advance.
Very good breakdown. How about the women's semis, which will begin tomorrow morning? Coco Gauff is even money, maybe even a little bit better than that. Some other spots. Do you have any interest in her whatsoever, or any betting advice for the other match?
So I actually really like Muchova in that match at minus 118. I think that Gauff has been awesome throughout this tournament, has really made some major strides with her serve and her forehand, but those are two shots that have let her down in the past. And Muchova has very few holes in her game, if any. And the one thing kind of getting in her way in this matchup has been the head-to-head history where Gauff had just dominated her up until their last matchup in Stuttgart. And Muchova finally found a way to beat her on clay. And now I think that erases kind of the mental demons she would enter this match with. So I think Muchova is the right play. I just feel like she does a little bit more at a higher level than Gauff does. Would also add that, like, it seems like there's some sharp money on Muchova because Gauff opened at minus 110, and it looks like she's getting like 75% of the tickets and the money, but you're seeing that odds moving away from her with her now being available at plus money odds.
I'm with you. She's won 9 in a row on grass, and it just feels like Gauff finally makes the semis here and bows out. $78 million in trades on the LeBron market at Kelce. Do you believe the Shams report that it's down to Philly, Cleveland, and Miami?
I believe those are the final three. I thought the Warriors had a real shot at one point just because we did see Draymond opt out of that contract. But seeing the way it's going now, everyone's saying Cleveland, and I just think it's going to be the Cavaliers in the end. You just kind of think about the basketball fit and the fit from like a storyline perspective. It'd be surprising if he goes anywhere else. I understand that like there's a whole power forward on that Sixers roster, but what connection does he have to Philly or that team? I don't want to hear about Tyrese Maxey being a clutch, represented player. That means nothing to me. I feel like going back to Cleveland is the way that he goes back to a contender while avoiding the scrutiny of joining and hopping on another bandwagon team.
Well, what do you have you added any like at prediction markets on him to go to Cleveland? I have a bad number. I got him like at 50%. He's lower than that now to go to the Cavaliers.
I haven't thought about that at all. No, I've seen the odds have moved now to a pretty unfavorable price. What I have thought about, though, is I do think that they are pretty live to win the Eastern Conference if they do get LeBron. I just feel like you slot him in where Dean Wade was last year, and you're talking about a team that their major problem against the Knicks last season was their inability to close games and just kind of a lack of focus at certain points. LeBron fixes pretty much everything that team desperately was lacking last year. So I do feel like this is one situation where he goes there and they do kind of jump into contention, whether that be in the Eastern Conference or for the NBA Finals.
Mitch had a problem with the Donovan Mitchell contract. Others are saying he's not a superstar. You can't pay a guy $70 million a year. What'd you think of the deal?
I think it's way too high for Donovan Mitchell, but I just don't know what your alternative is for these teams. It's like you're going to let the guy go or you're going to go try to trade him. And now you see with like the Jaylen Brown move, the market for these players is not what it once was when they are on these contracts. So I feel like these teams are in really bad spots. I do feel like the new kind of second apron stuff and the Supermax stuff has really been awful for the NBA. Like just think about the lack of free agency. There's a lot of trades. That's fun, but there are no big players kind of making it to free agency anymore. And the whole process just seems terrible.
Yeah. How about Summer League tomorrow night out here in Las Vegas? What a banger. They always do this, right? Pick one versus pick two right away to start the event. And we're going to get Debansa and the Wizards taking on Peterson and the Jazz. Now, we played Peterson's comments after they took on Memphis the other night, and he said, I know that Boozer's going to come out and have an agenda, and I can't let that ride. I think that he's going to come out with a major edge tomorrow night as well. I mean, we have to look at Peterson's points props, do we not?
Yeah, I think that both guys are super competitive. I feel like all of these players at the top of this draft were very aware of everything that was being said about them heading into it. So they all kind of come into Vegas with major chips on their shoulders. I will say, like, I have some interest in Utah on the money line or on the spread. Like, it's -1.5 right now. I do feel like the Jazz not only have the top pick in Peterson, whereas, Devonta's the top pick for the Wizards. But I think Utah has the better overall roster. I also think Utah, with Cody Williams and Ace Bailey, they have some big bodies that they could throw at Devonta, who will be playing his first game here. So I think the Jazz have a minor edge, especially with them having played some together in Salt Lake City. I feel like I was a little surprised to see the number that short.
Yeah. Are you on Jazz futures, by the way? Or is that only JVT and me?
I am not on Jazz futures. I was part of the Jazz train where I was kind of texting with JVT and Kelly and just kind of telling them, I really think this Utah team is going to be great next year. But I was waiting to see what the win total would be. And I was waiting to see what the odds would be for them to win the Western Conference after the offseason. Now it feels a little late, but I do think that team is really, really loaded.
Very good. You can follow Zach on X. He is at Betting on X, and he does awesome daily write-ups at vsin.com throughout the entire year. Zach, thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Good work.
Cease is back out.
Here we go.
Top of the ninth. And he had a long time to think about it because they scored more runs, and that inning took a long time for the Blue Jays.
Worked out for him last inning, though.
It certainly did.
They had a long eighth.
All right, so.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Is that it? He broke it up.
Come on.
Broke it up.
Right up.
He was $1.85 at FanDuel. Doesn't happen. First guy in the ninth. Oh, well. Oh, that stinks.
Damn.
I'd like to see that kind of thing happen, but we'll dive into Major League Baseball coming up next. A lot of intriguing numbers on the betting board tonight. This is Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
So you're listening to this podcast because you want an edge. But what if I told you you're only halfway there? You've got the mindset. Now it's time to get the toolkit to match. Here's the thing. Pro bettors spend thousands on data and tools, but what they don't want you to know is you can get the same edge for a fraction of the cost with VSiN Pro. With VSiN Pro, you get access to expert picks, public betting data, prop projections, powerful tools, analytics, and more. Tap the link in the description and see why thousands of bettors are already using VSiN Pro to cash more bets.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Going to check here what the odds are across the board for Cease now to win the American League Cy Young after he allowed that first hit in the ninth inning with 11 strikeouts today, going for that no-hit bid. And people were betting. I'm seeing messages right now betting him throughout the course of the game. The team actually to throw the no-hitter. Kind of fun how books actually offer that if you want to take a swing at it, but
it's good. You want to take a shot at over 10.5, 6-1?
Yeah, Giants could easily score. Well, there's 2 outs.
Yeah.
Yeah. You come in, you go to a bullpen guy up by 10 runs, and
Devers puts a charge into one. You got it.
He feels comfortable, and bam. That's all she wrote. Get one in, and what is it, plus money?
1 run, 6-1.
Okay.
Yeah. But he pops up.
And that's going to be it. Okay.
All right. Good job.
Let me try my screen now. All of a sudden is really slow on me because Cease was, I think, 3-1 at some spots. Yeah, he's down. Okay, that did it. He's down to plus 155 now at FanDuel for the Cy Young, plus 220 at DraftKings. That's the best number I'm seeing on the screen right now. And Schlittler was odds on, and his number now back to about plus 135, the best on him. Plus 120, the lowest I'm seeing on Schlittler now. This changed things today. And that was after Cam was awesome.
That's right.
Earlier this week.
Yeah.
Okay, so we were talking about this with Zach Cohen, previous segment. He's really diehard into the NBA. You believe the report that it's down to 3 teams for LeBron James. This is Bob Myers pitching LeBron to the 76ers.
If he was here, I'd say I honestly believe this is your best chance to win. You have to decide all the other things that are equally important because it's his life, right? He has to play. He has to face the scrutiny of his decision. Half the people will say you should have done this or should have done that, and they'll criticize him for whatever, which is his life. So he's been through all that. What I would just say is, if it's about winning, And that, let's talk about this team, because you can win here in Philadelphia.
Wheeler Fugazi.
I don't like the pitch, and I would still say Cleveland is the better option because you guys can't, because Bob works with the Sixers, and he was also talking to LeBron's agent there in addition to Max Kellerman.
Right.
You can't get out of you can't make it to the conference finals. At least the Cavs went to the conference finals last year, and then you'd be adding a big piece there, like Zach said. You take out Dean Wade, and then LeBron goes in that role. So I would say it makes more basketball sense for Cleveland, and also I think it's a better fit. I think it's a wonky fit in Philly because how that's going to work out with Embiid, Edgecombe, Maxey, who needs the ball, and then Jaylen Brown, who's a ball stopper. Does Jaylen Brown make anyone better?
The slander has gone too far with Jaylen Brown. Yeah, he made the entire team better last year.
I mean, the net on-off numbers are staggering. But
okay, here's the thing. Take Jaylen Brown off the Celtics next year.
Right.
Last year.
How many games do they win?
Yeah, do they win 40 games?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's fascinating where you look at his numbers, though, and maybe we're too much into the analytics, but it just shows you that there wasn't a market out for the guy as well. You can only get Paul George and picks, which is weird.
I like the idea of the 76ers from a basketball standpoint, but
yeah,
the thing I can't get around what you were just saying is, really, we're going to do this again with Embiid?
Yeah.
I mean, does he?
You can play half the games.
I know that.
I know.
Why?
Your counter is I got James Harden though.
I know it is.
You know that's
yeah.
I mean, when it's nut cutting time, you know where he goes. He does not deliver.
Peekaboo time.
Yes,
Likes
right.
to play hide and seek.
Yeah.
Never going to find him. I don't even want to ask the question anymore. Like, how many games will Embiid play? We know. Like, he's never going to give you close to a full season.
Yes. But it's wild to look at the numbers in the future market. Cleveland's 9-1. Toronto's 9-1. Miami's 9-1. Miami can't have the same odds. People who cover the team say the moves are coming next year. They're not in a position to really fine-tune that roster the upcoming year. Hello, Pacers. 17-1 still out there. Went to the finals last year. Took OKC to 7. Detroit 9-1. They really haven't done anything. Maybe they bring Duran back, but I don't like the moves they made, and they lost Harris. Sixers, and we all agree Boston cannot be the second choice, especially at that low price.
No way, no how.
Of plus 450. Well, the other question is, how long does Tatum? How many games can Tatum give you? I mean, he couldn't play in a game 7.
I'm also the other teams in the Southeast. Like,
right?
Why can't Orlando not actually be the team everybody thought they were going to be this year? Again, they had Detroit dead and buried, the 1 seed in the playoff series. Atlanta can be better. Charlotte can be better. I expect them to be better. So, yeah, there's a lot going on there. The Raptors, if they get DeMar DeRozan, Raptors have a chance to be really freaking good next year, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's hard to answer those questions about Brown, but they did go 36-6 without him the last couple of years, and that's an incredible number.
Oh.
But he needs a better pitch, but it's also no one's talking about the negativity. Like, what if it doesn't go well? You're filming everything. No matter what happens in Cleveland, you're the hero. You're coming home. They're going to love it. You know, those are some tough fans in Philadelphia.
Well, I mean,
and they'll boo you if things don't go well.
I mean, well, if you want to talk about getting clicks and as many viewers as possible, I could argue that Minnesota would be the best landing spot. Because Anthony Edwards is one of the best sound bites in the entire league. And that television show with him and LaMelo Ball would potentially be on fire.
Mm-hmm.
But is that really what he wants to do?
I don't think he would have the patience for that. With LaMelo Ball taking threes from 30 feet out, right, immediately on the shot clock. 22 left on the shot clock. He'd lose his mind.
All right, baseball tonight. Do you have any interest in betting the Yankees? Is there a small dog, with Garrett Cole on the mound taking on Shane McClanahan?
Can't do it.
Neither can I.
And the McClanahan numbers are so good. Number one, how bad the Yankees have been against lefties, and also what this guy has done on extra rest. A 1-7-1-4 starts with 6+ days rest. Yankees have dropped 8 of their last 9 against lefties, and the funk that they're in offensively, and how bad it is just having issues putting the ball in play. So Tampa also great at home, and $1.20 seems cheap tonight.
Yeah, we ran down all these numbers earlier. For those of you just tuning in, starting pitchers against the Yankees last 18 games, 15 overs with their K-prop. Seymour, a dozen last night. Jax, 10 the night before. Joe Ryan, 9 on Sunday for the Twins. Last week, guys were striking out the Yankees. Starters 7, 8, 9, 10 times. Overall, 17 strikeouts as a team last night. Only team in American League history to strike out 17 or more Ks in consecutive 9-inning games. Katie Sharp with this tweet. Since at least 1898, first team to strike out 17-plus times and walk 2 or fewer times in back-to-back games within a single season. Goldschmidt, 4 Ks last night, currently 0 for 30. Caballero, 4 Ks last night. Seymour did it, by the way, last night in 5 1/3. First pitcher, any team to have that many Ks in that short of an outing against the Yanks in at least the last 50 years. But McClanahan is 5.5 tonight. It just feels too easy to bet him over 5.5, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I have not done that yet.
All right. You want any part of the Braves? They have the worst record in baseball since June 9th.
Boy, they are really tail spinning, aren't they?
Starters are 5-13 with an ERA of 6. Phillies only 2 back. I do like the Reds tonight. Burns is trying to become the first starter to get to 11 wins. And Pittsburgh has been great with the bats. 10-plus hits last 6 games, and still you're above 500, and you've lost 9 of the last 10 games started by Skeens. That's a surprise.
Yeah.
Jones goes for Pittsburgh.
I think so several ways to maybe attack the Rockies game against the Dodgers, too. Now, this could be a Yurfee. What was the Yurfee that we liked yesterday quite a bit? Because it was the Padres game. And they had 5 runs combined in the first inning because of the starting pitchers.
I thought you said the Dodger game, too. I thought they'd get Ohtani went deep.
He did. Yeah, and tonight's game, I like it even more because Feltner's going against Sasaki. Sasaki, 3-5 on the year with a 5.4 ERA. His last 4 starts, 0-2 with an ERA over 10. The FIP is almost 9. Nearly 4 home runs per game and almost 6 walks per 9 innings. He's allowed 3+ earned runs in all of those starts and 9 out of 15 times this year. It just feels like Rockies' first 5 team total, Yurfee, maybe for the first 5 combined between these two teams, goes over tonight. You can't trust this guy. He's been a disaster. I'm stunned at how bad the guy is.
Yeah.
Been terrible.
Yep. I'll make the case. You decide what you want to do. Angels have lost 7 in a row. 16 runs in those games. Gore goes, $1.40 at home. Also, the A's. Springs, most home runs allowed. ERA of 10 in his last 6 starts. Melton's been great.
Yeah.
Detroit, 19-12 since June 12th. Number 1 ERA since June 1st. They're $1.40 at home. And the Marlins are a dog against Kirby at home. 14-2 run. Last 16 at home. And a 24-8 run since June. Only a couple games back, as you pointed out. Amazing.
Yeah, good numbers, man. Matt Youmans in the program next. He likes a nice plus price on this team to win their division in the NFL, and his plays for the Scottish Open coming up here on VSiN.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
We're going to cover a little bit of everything with best bets across the board right now as we go out to the Progressive guest line. VSiN host Matt Youmans joins the program. Matt, I know that you had a great vacation. You're fresh off the plane from Hawaii. You did primetime last night. You'll appreciate this. Not exactly the same spot, but I'm flying back to Wisconsin. Lorraine and I are taking Sebastian back there for a little summertime action on the lake in 10 days. Our first stop when we land in Minneapolis will be Culver's, as it is every single time. And we got great news out here for those of us living in Las Vegas. What can you share?
That's the right way to start your trip, man. You have to get it off on the right foot and get the kid hooked on Culver's. He's going to love it.
Yep.
But he's been there before, right? Did you take him there last year?
Yeah, that's correct. Yep.
Yeah. Well, Culver's, when I wrote that column last year, top 50 fast food power rankings, I quoted the lady who owned the franchise in Bullhead City, and she said the Culver's is coming to Las Vegas probably this year, or definitely within 2 years. And Henderson and downtown Summerlin were the 2 locations that we're looking at. And hopefully, for our sakes, downtown Summerlin's going to be the spot. We like to go to that Shake Shack out there That's a great spot. But just the fact that Culver's is coming to Vegas should get a lot of people excited. It's number 1 or number 2 in the fast food top 50, right there with Portillo's. You can rotate each one. Either way, you're a big winner with Portillo's and Culver's. And I was talking with you about this during the break just quickly. Adam Hill and I were sitting in the Review Journal sports department late one night of almost 20 years ago, and we were talking about Chick-fil-A and how that was a lock. And you want to talk about a best bet. We wanted to bring a Chick-fil-A franchise to Nevada. At that time, Chick-fil-A thought Nevada was taboo, Las Vegas was taboo, whatever, it's evil, not going to come out to Sin City. Well, we said, okay, the solution to that is we put the Chick-fil-A franchise right across the state line on Primm, by the Primm golf course and that first exit. So all the people driving to and from California, if we put the Chick-fil-A franchise out there, we would make millions, absolute millions. I wrote a letter to the Chick-fil-A franchise. We called, we left messages, could not get a response. And to this day, I'm still annoyed by it because we would have made a ton of money if you put a Chick-fil-A franchise out there. I would love to buy into Culver's when they come here. It's a no-lose proposition, just like Portillo's would be if it came to Vegas.
Yeah, amen, brother.
Totally concur.
Amen. Always good when I can get a Humans or Will Hill rant on the abomination it is the Yankees. We said earlier, and Chris Russo said it as well, that Cashman has a job for life. How about this now where they can't hit, the tailspin continues, and they can't hit lefties, and I get McClanahan at a good price tonight.
By the way, Brian Cashman, the bird brain, traded the number one pitching, the Dodgers' current number 1 pitching prospect. He traded him to L.A. for Caleb Ferguson 2 years ago. This guy is an idiot, and he's only got a job for life.
Yeah,
he's only got a job for life because George died about 10 years ago. George Steinbrenner, born on the 4th of July, great man. Unfortunately, since he's passed away, the Yankees have not been the same. There's no way he would put up with this ineptitude that you see from Cashman and Bubble Boy Boone and Hal Steinbrenner, the Three Stooges. It was a totally different organization when George ran it, and it's so disappointing as a Yankees fan just to see that, the standard for greatness is not there, and they just accept mediocrity, and they accept excuses, which is even worse. And the excuses just piling up with this crew in charge. How about this? Last night, the Yankees struck out 17 times and had no walks. That's tied for the second time in franchise history that's happened. The worst offensive performance by the Yankees, and they've been around a long time, by the way. So their approach at the plate's been horrendous. Boone does nothing to improve it. Their hitting coach is clueless. And how about this? Since June 20th, when the Yankees were 46-28, they are 4-13 since. Yeah. And by the way, they're 2-5 against the Rays this season. And you think about it, you compare the payrolls, it's just remarkable how well run the Rays are compared to the Yankees. I played Tampa Bay here. I know there's been some Yankees money in the market today. I'm not that worried about it. Shane McClanahan, 5-1, 2.21 ERA. Opponents batting 201 against him. Garrett Cole's been pretty inconsistent, good at times, bad at times. But I played the Rays here at -117. Total is 7. It's probably going to be a low-scoring game, and I went with the Rays and laid the short price here.
Very good. Matt Humans, our guest here on the Progressive Guest Line. So that's one team you like tonight. Brewers swept a doubleheader from the Cardinals yesterday. They play again tonight. Harrison goes against McGreevy. Who do you like here?
Yeah, Brewers are 6-1 against the Cardinals this season. And St. Louis has been one of the surprise teams in baseball, no question about it. But if you look at Harrison, it's a little bit concerning that in 5 starts in May, he allowed a total of 3 earned runs. In 6 starts in June and July, he's allowed 16 earned runs. He's not as sharp. Obviously, for the season, 11.2 Ks per 9, 8-1, 108, 282. All the numbers look really good. May 26 against St. Louis, he pitched 6 scoreless innings. That probably matters to me more than anything, that he shut out the Cardinals over 6 in a 6-0 win the last time he faced them. And the price is getting up there a little bit, but I did lay 137 with the Brewers, who bombed the Cardinals in a doubleheader last night. And like I said, have won 6 of 7 against them this season.
Okay, you are working on the college football guide, and you stay up late. You burn forget the midnight oil. It's 6 a.m. oil. But so that's going to be coming out here this month. one bet that you wanted to mention. I can get on board with this. I like the Saints this year, but you like another team in the NFC South. Who is it?
How about the Falcons? And this is based mostly on the price. And it's at DraftKings right now. And I would suggest if you like this, bet at DraftKings very soon because this number is going to disappear. At the Westgate Superbook in Circa, Falcons are right around 3-1 to win the NFC South. At DraftKings, plus 425. And I think that's mispriced. If you look at the Bucs, the Saints, the Panthers, the Falcons, you can point to positives or plenty of negatives for all of these teams. I think they're tightly bunched. It's like a traffic jam to me. A very thin line separates all four teams. And you got the Bucs at about plus 180 and the Falcons at plus 425. I don't see it. And here's I can understand the optimism for the Saints. It's a little bit more difficult for me to buy into the Panthers. But with the Falcons, you got Bijan Robinson, who is now an elite running back in the NFL. You got a ton of offensive talent. Actually, the Falcons have drafted pretty well for the most part. They got a lot of defensive impact players. The thing that's held that team back the last couple of years is an incompetent coach. Raheem Morris is one of the worst in the league, and a coach can make a difference. 3 or 4 wins when you're talking about game management or mismanagement and play calling. Kevin Stefanski walks in. That's a major coaching upgrade. Now, I think Stefanski's a bit overrated, but he is a major upgrade from Morris, and I'm hoping that if the quarterback situation – I'm hoping that Michael Penix takes control of it. Let's put it that way. I don't want to put this bet I don't want to put the fate of this bet in the hands of Tua, but he's not a bad backup plan. I prefer Michael Penix takes control, takes that job, and runs with it. But if you look at the Falcons, I think it's mispriced. At plus 425, it's kind of hard to find longer shots to win the divisions in the NFL. Last year at this time, I was on the Patriots to win the AFC East, Broncos to win the AFC West. It's hard for me to find some longer shots I like, and that's the longest one right now I like to win a division.
Sure.
Falcons.
Excellent. I'm stunned how low the win total is. What do you like in the Scottish Open?
So this is this is 2 of my favorite weeks of the year of the golf season because you get late night golf at 11 p.m., midnight Pacific time. These tournaments start Scottish and the British next week. Now, this course this week, the Renaissance Club in Scotland, it's not a traditional links course, so it's not completely links golf. And, long drivers typically fare better here, but this is going to be a free-for-all. I mean, it's tough to handicap this stuff and pick the winner. But there are 2 guys I'm going to play this week, and I'm probably going to play them again next week because they're in really good current form. They have some course form here, and I think are worth playing. Matt Fitzpatrick. Tied for 4th here last year at 12 under. Fitz, right now you can play him top 10 at plus 185, about 18 or 20 to 1 to win, or top 20 plus 105. I played Fitz that way. Also, Terrell Hatton is kind of under the radar, but you're going to have some live players in the event this week because it's part of the DP World Tour. How about Hatton in 23 on this course, tied for 6th at 9 under? This season, top 10s, and the Masters and the PGA. He's a 35 to 1. I like Hatton a lot this week. I'm playing the 35 to 1 and top 10 at plus 320. I looked at some other players like Rose, Fleetwood, Bobby Mack, but I'm not going to play those this week. I might play those guys next week. We'll talk about the British a week from now.
Very good. Your favorite event of the entire golf season. Follow him on X at Matt Youmans 24/7. Thanks, Matt. Best of luck tonight and this week.
Okay, you bet. Thanks, guys.
Join us here on the Progressive Guest Line. Atlanta plus 425. I agree with you too. The win total 6.5.
Yeah,
that seems awfully low for that team.
Mm-hmm. You just need average quarterback play.
Yeah, complete upgrade at coach. Yep. Really good weapons. I think an improving. I mean, my God, they killed the Rams in that game for the first half on that primetime game last year. That was a pretty good sign. We're going to get to our best bets in pocket plays next on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
To determine the winner of any given college basketball game.
Someone gives you 10,000 to 1 on anything. You take it. Take it.
I bet you $20 I can get you gambling before the end of the day.
No way.
I'll give you 3-1 odds. Nope. 5-1. Nope. 10-1. You're out.
All right, that sucked yesterday. Tough way to lose a bet. Colombia, 0-0. So many opportunities. Couldn't get it done in extra time. And then they lose in penalties. And they would have gave Argentina a match. No doubt about it. That whole bracket was open for them.
Yep, totally agree, Paul. Your bet was absolutely live, no doubt about it, and that was pure punishment watching that unfold live on the air.
And a good job by the meat man to give that out 2 years ago at a huge price. Games to go to penalty shootouts over 4.5 for the tournament. We're on 4. Own goals over 15.5. We're on 14. 8 matches left. See if it gets there. Shouldn't be that difficult. They've adjusted it now to 14.5. I like Argentina, Swiss under 2.5. Also a couple parlays. England, Norway, alt over 1.5. France, Morocco, and Spain. Belgium under 4.5. Argentina, Swiss under 3.5, $1.30. And the all to advance parlay, Zverev, Sinner, Argentina, Spain, plus 140. You can throw France in there. It pays plus 240 if you want to do that. Even though this...
Throw on Max Holloway.
Yeah. Okay. Even though this fairy story is incredible and a wild card to get to the semis, he's got to beat number 2 and now number 1, and Zverev is an $8 favorite in the semis. Oh, man. I'm with Zach Cohen on this one. Mukovev, she's won 9 in a row on grass. Goff finally makes the semis at Wimbledon. I was surprised she beat Osaka. I'll take the money on Mukovev as well. And the Tigers, $1.30 against the A's. Mentioned it several times during the show. A's are a mess. Springs has been terrible. ERA of 10 last 6. Melton's been cooking. Tigers' offense has been... Starters have been solid, too, with Detroit. At home against the A's. Good luck.
I think they might be a threat to make the playoffs in the American League.
Oh, hello.
Marlins. So I split up the unit yesterday. Max Meyer and the Marlins. First 5 in for the full game.
Yeah.
They both got there. The first 5 was much easier than the full game. Of course, the Mariners tied it up. Bottom of the 9th. Got the walk-off win, so we'll take it. This goes back to the other day. This was not the Dodgers last night. This was the Dodgers Monday night with Argentina. Again, zero business winning that parlay. Because Argentina was in 90 minutes. And that was the winner at minus 107. Colombia to reach the quarters, minus 110.
Yeah.
Sick.
Come on, guys.
Over that. I agree with you, Paul. I think they absolutely could have defeated Argentina. I would have liked them in the match to win.
No doubt.
Brewers are having a pretty good July. Knock on wood, 5-1. Rays, let's win one tonight here against the Yankees. That'd be great. And the Giants have no chance already for the most wins in July. Logan Webb, he's one of the reasons why I made that bet along with their super easy schedule. Doesn't matter. They've been terrible. France to win the World Cup. Messi Golden Boot combo at 6-1. Bryce Miller, small bet on him to win the American League Cy Young at 100-1. New bets that we have. Put a couple early today on the VSiN picks page. I'm going to go Bennett over tonight, Red Sox. 4.5 Ks plus 115. He's about 7 Ks per 9. White Sox have a pretty high strikeout rate, around 25% in this spot. So I'm doing that. And also, I use this boost for those of you in Nevada with a Station Casinos account. They offer like multiple day bets throughout the day where you can use a 10% boost. And so the Red Sox and the White Sox game was on there. I think it still is the boosted game. So using that boost, the Red Sox got to plus 110, and that was a, as they say, a plus EV bet based on where the market was with that number earlier today. And I am on Rory McIlroy, hot and heavy, top 10, plus 145 earlier today here at Circa. I put 4 units on that. I really like him a lot this week. He has a great history here. He won it back in 2023. He's got a 2nd place, a 4th place as well. He is saying all the right things. He went over there to practice links golf, getting ready for this event and the Open Championship next week. And plus 145 on top of it was by far. Look, for those of you with access to Circa, it's still plus 135 at last check. Other books are like plus 120, which I was going to bet anyway, but plus 145 was a bet that I absolutely had to make on Rory.
All right. Good job. There's no shortage of betting opportunities this summer, from MLB World Cup to the countdown to football season. Getting close to the Hall of Fame game. Lock in the VSiN football special, just $175. Full access through the Super Bowl. Our NFL betting guide's out. Attack the futures with it. It's awesome. College football guide will be coming out shortly. Every best bet, every host, every guest. Earlier you sign up, more value you get. VSiN.com/subscribe now. VSiN.com/subscribe. You weren't kidding. Watching the post game of the Giants game, Mike Kruko's got 2 jackets on and a scarf.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, okay, it's 60 degrees, but mercy. Breaking news. Justin Bieber will co-headline the World Cup final halftime show with Madonna, Shakira, and BTS. They're saying it's 11 minutes.
Wow.
My ass.
They have all of those performers
11
there.
minutes, yeah.
That's
Everyone's got to cook.
It is the World Cup, so shouldn't be surprised, but that's very strong. You're going to hear some audio here coming up as we close up shop. JVT in a minute on Darren Peterson, again in action tomorrow night against Debansa at the Summer League out here in Las Vegas. We're talking about this whole idea of the U.S. men's national team actually becoming an international threat. Will it ever happen in our lifetime?
Right.
This is Landon Donovan talking about the situation across the country.
So there was a study this is actually in 2016. I'm sure it's gotten worse, like the gap's gotten bigger.
Right.
There was a study in 2016 of all the kids playing youth soccer. They took, let's just make up a number. Let's say it was 1 million kids, right? And they broke down percentage-wise what the household income was of those kids, okay? So the majority of the kids fell in their parents' household income was like $100,000 to $150,000. Okay, only 2% of kids who were playing organized soccer in America came from households that made less than $50,000. Meaning, if you don't make $50,000, your kid cannot play organized soccer. And think about how many kids you're missing out on in this country because they can't afford to play the game. Now, this is the other thing. Somebody has to pay for it. Someone has to pay for the coaches. I get it, right? But what's happening now is clubs are just grinding every penny out of growing up, there is zero chance I could have played club soccer.
Right.
My mom made $34,000 a year, single mom, raising 3 kids. She couldn't pay $4,000 for me to play club soccer. Are you kidding? She couldn't pay $400. Right. So I would have had zero chance, but somebody let me on the team and paid for me. Otherwise, I couldn't have. That's not a good system to create good players. How do you create good players by doing that? You can't.
Courtesy of the Late Run podcast. Yeah, we're completely stuck.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. I saw another thing breaking it down, like German kids that are 14 years old and play like club soccer, they get paid. Like that's part of the whole incentive program over there when you're that good. Here, as he was talking about, you have to be the one responsible for paying for your kid to actually play soccer. The United States evidently declined FIFA's worldwide system that they had in place for all countries to play under, and the U.S. is like, nah, we're not going to accept that.
Oh God.
Yep.
That's depressing. That is a depressing clip, and we'll never get there.
No.
Best we could do, probably quarterfinal run. So you saw the excitement and 42 million people watched Monday. But it's just, in the end, we did what we were expected to do. We had an easy group, and then we got Bosnia in the easiest third place match.
Yeah. How many
third place team?
How many people do you think would have watched Friday against Spain?
It's a hard call.
Tough call. I think people changed their plans from coast to coast to watch.
Because you're talking Friday at noon. I also like this from Ryan M. On something or onto something. These games should be prime time for USA, not prime time in Europe. Thursday and Friday standalone games, U.S. soil. 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. That goes back to how many people would have watched Friday? I maybe 60, 65, you say? I don't know if it'd be that high. Just that's a tough start time. Because you had Monday Night Football. Stars aligned with the Belgium match.
Mm-hmm. And then next,
we would have played semis again during the day. That's another 1 o'clock start on like a
Tuesday or Wednesday.
Wednesday,
yeah.
That's tough.
Huh.
Midweek. Friday would have been, I guess, a bit easier to take the day off or take a half day, whatever. But I don't think you planned it out knowing, hey, are we going to go to the final or the semis? I don't think people saw that coming.
Exactly right. Again, and I'm also, with all of that said, and Landon Donovan with an unbelievable, some knowledge dropping there, I cannot get that third goal out of my head. And I said it the day after, and I'm just like, that was so egregious. That convinced me that it's never going to happen. It was so bad. How many other countries has it happened to where it looks that ugly?
Ream's taken as much blame and nonsense as so Freeze.
Stay tuned. Coming up, VSiN Primetime. Dustin Swedelson, Will Hill. They're going to take you through the entire live betting action night that we have. Best of luck tonight.